Away from that, the Ogun State Government has cautioned residents of the state against indiscriminate display and sales of goods along roadsides. The warning follows the recent accident that occurred at the toll gate area of Ota in Ado-Duota local government area of the state, which resulted in the loss of lives and property. The State Deputy Governor, Engineer Noimot Salako-Oyedele, who was on the spot assessment of the accident, saying on the instance of Governor Dapo Abiodun, gave the admonition on behalf of the government. She stressed that street trading is a vice that unnecessarily exposes those involved to danger and makes them vulnerable to accidents such as the one that just occurred in the area. She noted that the government has provided market stalls for commercial activities in the best interest of citizens. It therefore beats the imagination why some people will reject such facilities and risk their life and future under the guise of trading, adding that no one can predict when an accident may occur.
Circumstance that has brought me here today. I'm here following the tragedy that occurred here at the toll gate yesterday morning when a truck fully laden with vegetable oil lost control and crashed into members of the public and vehicles on the road and caused severe fatalities here at the toll gate. We have immediately briefed His Excellency the Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, CON, and the Governor expressed his condolences on this issue. He has asked me to come here today for an on-the-spot assessment of what has happened, to make sure that the people of Ota, the people who live here, the people who work here, the people who pass through this toll gate, appreciate that His Excellency understands the extent of the tragedy that occurred here, and that we put a human face to the government in reaching out to the people here to express our sincere condolences. I've been taken through as part of the spot assessment by our road traffic agencies, Trace and the Federal Road Safety Corps, and they have briefed me on what happened here. A very, very unfortunate situation where we have a vehicle that appears to have been out of control, and unfortunately the driver jumped out of the vehicle, further worsening a mechanical challenge, with compounding it with the lack of human control to control the vehicle and perhaps reduce the extent of the tragedy. This is utmost selfishness on the part of the driver, and it must be condemned in the most severe terms. Yes, you may say the driver was trying to preserve his life, but he has a responsibility when you take to the wheels of a vehicle, from an Okada all the way to a truck to an aeroplane. Can you imagine if we're in an aeroplane and the pilots jumped out and said something is going to happen and left us there? You know, this is totally unacceptable and must be condemned in the most severe terms, and we will reach out to the unions representing drivers of trucks to make sure that they understand that this is not the solution to
Engineer Salako-Oyedele, who said she was personally pained by the incident, especially as it occurred in her homestead, extended the condolences of the government and people of Ogun State to those affected. She assured that the surviving victims will be adequately taken care of, while the government continues to put preventive measures in place to forestall future occurrences. She appreciated the Olota of Ota, Oba Abdukabil Obalanlege, the leadership of the local government council and its team, operatives of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency, as well as road unions for their swift response in managing the situation. Earlier, in his remark, the Olota of Ota, His Royal Majesty Oba Professor Abdukabil Obalanlege, condemned roadside trading, stating that the loss of lives could have been avoided if people had complied with the directive not to trade by the roadside. He also commiserated with the families of the deceased and prayed that God grants them eternal rest.